So installation, right? Implementation. In the implementation, we are discussing about the phases, right? In the last week, we discussed about the phases. Though that is the so like in preparation activities, business blueprint, realization, right? So these things we are discussing. So our technical work comes in the realization phase where we need to download the softwares and we need to do the installation, right? So installation means building a new SAP system, building a new SAP system here, right? So and also we discussed about the hardware requirement and software requirements, right? We discussed about the hardware requirement for the SAP installation here, hardware requirements, right? So what operating systems we required, the sizing, right? And also software requirement. When it comes to the software requirement, when it comes to the software requirement, software so requirement here, right? So when it comes to the software requirement, so we need the so we need the SWPM software, we need the SWPM software, and we need the exports, then we need the kernel, and we need the so SAP DB, we need the host agent, then DB and DB client, DB and DB client. So these are the softwares you required. These are the softwares you required. So to perform the SAP installation, you need these softwares here. So these are the software requirements. So these softwares we have to download from the service marketplace. That is not the me.sap.com. Service marketplace here that we have to download from the me.sap.com. So but for here you require the user id you required for downloading the SAP softwares here, user id. So user id, it starts with the S00. So the number it will come, this will be provided by the company. Once you join the organization, the company will be provided the user id to start with these things here, user id. So this one, right? So user id they will provide it, then we can log in and we can download the softwares here, right? So this will now we cannot register this one, this will be provided by the company whenever so you have a so whenever you join the organization, the company people will create the user id. So for us, I have downloaded the softwares, but you don't need to specially download the softwares and everything here, right? So software requirement here. So SWPM, exports, kernel, host agent, DB client here, kernel. So these are the softwares we required here. So coming to the operating system, SAP we can install on the any operating system, either Windows or Linux operating systems here. Why? Because yes, HANA database, it's required the dedicatedly Linux operating system, but so SAP we don't require. We can install on the Windows Server Edition or anything. So coming to the RAM size, how much memory we required means depends upon the either quick sizer tool or so rough estimation we can perform it here. SAP quick sizer tool to perform the sizing estimation of the RAM and CPU network. You will get the quick sizer tool. Quick sizer tool is the web-based tool. So you see SAP provided to the customer to analyze the SAP provided customers to analyze the so sizing requirement to scale the your system. You need this one here, RAM. So right. So normally SAP it's required a small amount of memory here. So but in the real time, minimum 16 GB RAM memory is required here. CPUs and all. So one CPU, maybe two virtual CPUs, two CPU cores are required for this one. Then hardware mean not hardware, like storage side, the minimum so 200 GB free space is required. Minimum 200 GB free space is required in the drives. Then, so network side, so we can go with the, so 1 gigabyte per second, 1 Gbps, or good network bandwidth is required here. Good network bandwidth is required here. Right. So, sir, this is a rough calculation you have taken for, so that is, but what about the in the real time means, real time also non-production are 16 GB or 32 GB, production systems they will go for the 64 GB, something like that for the each application server for SAP, right? Otherwise, they can go for the fresh build, so they can go for the, what is that? Quick sizer tool, or we can go for the quick sizer tool. Quick sizer tool is the one of the browser tool that we can do the estimation of the estimation. We can perform the estimations, how much RAM is required, and all the information we can perform it using the quick sizer tool here. Quick sizer tool here, right? So you can go to the quick sizer tool browser level. So browser level, then it will ask the yes user ID and passwords. Then you can provide it here, right? You can see here the sizing, the quick sizer. So here we can determine the sizing hardware requirement as like memory, CPU, so power, so CPU power and disk space and IO and network capacity. These and all the things we will calculate it here. So here we can go to the quick sizer tool. So as I mentioned here, there are the two types of sizing we can perform it here. One is the user based sizing and throughput based sizing here. Throughput means objects. In the last class, we discussed user based, the number of users who work on the systems, right? And throughputs data. So this kind of things we can use it here, right? Go to the quick sizer tool, then click on the, so HANA based quick sizer tool, then SAP S4 HANA. So whatever the applications you want to calculate it here, you will get to know what is the, it's a web-based tool to design sizing of the SAP applications and easier and faster. It's developed by SAP in cooperation with the all the platform partners, and it's a free of cost. It's a web-based tool developed by SAP for the customer to know the how much RAM is required for your business here. So based upon the requirement, so we can calculate the, based upon the business requirement, we can calculate the technical requirement here. Sizing means taking the business requirement, then we can calculate the technical requirement, right? So so that one we have to use it here, quick sizer tool here, right? So that is a quick sizer tool here. So using this quick sizer tool, we can find out the all the details and everything here, right? So now how to download these softwares here? Anyhow, this hardware team, they will take care of the these things, operating systems and OS and storage and everything. You don't need to worry about this one. But when it comes to the software requirement, this is purely we have to download, and this is purely we have to download and we have to start working on that area, right? So then how to download these softwares and everything? So as I mentioned here, you can go to the service marketplace, service.sap.com, or you can just go to the me.sap.com. Either anyway, it will go to the me.sap.com here. Visit me.sap.com here, right? So when you go to the me.sap.com here, so it will ask the yes user ID. It is asking, please provide the yes user ID. Please provide the yes user ID here, right? So yes user ID means, so SAP user ID, which will you will get from the customer. Customer means when you join the project, you will get the yes user ID here, right? So just to go to the, so folder, so which means you will not get outside actually this yes user ID here, right? So when you join the organization, company will provide that yes user ID. Company will provide that yes user ID here, right? So I am entered the one yes user ID here. So then just click on the next button. Then it will ask the passwords. Then you can enter the password here. then you will able to navigate to the SAP marketplace. So here you will see the all the documents. So documents, softwares, and everything you will come to know will come to know here in the documentation side here. And softwares, keys, licenses, everything you will find on the SAP marketplace here. You can go to the software download center here. So here you can see the download softwares here, right? Once you log into the me.sap.com software center, then you will get this kind of prompt here. See here, systems provisioning here. In the here you can see the installations and upgrades, software and patches. When you are doing the upgrading of your systems and everything, this one, when you are doing the fresh installations and everything, then when you want to download the DB patches and DB softwares, then you can go with this one here, right? So SAP we can install on the any operating system and any DB also, here, which means you can install on the SQL server, you can install on the Oracle, you can install on the DB2, you can install on the MaxDB, you can install on the Sybase, you can install on the HANA database as well, right? So any database you can install the SAP. So any operating system is fine, right? So that is the main thing here. So but SAP will depend on the database here. So why? Because without database, as you see the SAP architecture here, so there is a presentation layer, then application layer, then DB layer here, right? Database layer here. So here, when you see here, this is the presentation layer here. Presentation layer means SAP GUI and your request are here. Then this is the presentation layer. This is the application layer, which means SAP layer here, right? So this is the database here. This is the database. So SAP is a three-tier architecture. SAP is a three-tier architecture here. So which means we have the presentation layer, SAP layer, and database layer here, right? So here people will log in from here. They are here means you are here. From here you will log into your SAP application here. So SAP application will depend on the database. So this database might be anything, but SAP application you will install one of the operating system, right? That operating system might be any operating systems, Windows versions, Windows Server editions, or any Linux or Unix or anything, you can install the SAP applications here, right? So the minimum hardware requirements are like RAM minimum 16 GB free is required, to virtual CPUs, so core and storage network, this one is fine, right? So then for downloading the softwares, as I mentioned here, we can use the quick sizer tool to get the things here. So for the databases, so you can also download the databases from here, or respective vendor site, you can go from there also, you can download it here. So Oracle, MaxDB, Sybase, SQL Server, these are the folders are there. There you can go with installation means you can go to the here by alphabetical index. So then SAP installation. So first SWPM, the first letter starting with the S. So all the softwares they have mentioned in the form of alphabetical index here, in the form of alphabetical index. Just expand the by alphabetical index, just scroll down and see where the S, right? S for SWPM, S for HANA, success factor, solution manager. So then N for NetWeaver, E for ERP, right? And H for HANA, G for gateway, F for PRP. So then alphabetical order wise, C for CRM, alphabetical order wise, they have arranged the softwares for easily for understanding purpose, right? Then S for, you can go with the SWPM, S for SWPM, and S for S4HANA, all the softwares will come here. So this is the tool, SWPM is the tool. So you can go to the SL tool set here. Here you can download the softwares here. SL toolset, you can download the SWPM software. SWPM soft depends upon the operating system. So OS 400, Solaris is Windows. So it depends upon the Linux, NT. NT means Windows NT. So it depends upon the operating system. You can download the respective software, respective SWPM tool. You can download it here, right? So SWPM tool is a one of the installation tool. SWPM tool is like a installation tool here. Using this one, we can do the installation. SWPM tool is installation tool here. Installation tool. To perform the SAP installation, any SAP product installation, the common tools, common softwares, we will use it here, right? Except one, so difference here, right? So any SAP installation, either ECC or S4HANA or Fiori, CRM, SRM, so BW, so any SAP system installation, these are the common steps we will follow it here technically, right? So then installation tool. So SWPM means software provisioning software provisioning manager software provisioning manager tool. Using this tool, we can do the SAP installations. SAP means any SAP product installation, uninstallation, rename, adding the additional application server. There are the use cases for the SWPM here. Exports, imports, system copies. So all the things we can perform using the SWPM tool, right? So SWPM tool, then you can go to the software download center, then S for SL tool set. So there you can download the, depends upon the version, you can download the respective file, zip file, you can download it here. Respective file, you can download it here. The next one is the, so ECC exports. So if it is the ECC, then go for the ECC alphabetical index, go for the ECC ERP. Then here you can download the ERP. Then here you can see the latest version of the ERP 6.0 and up to EHP 8 we have, as we discussed the version information as well. So this is the latest version in the market. So EHP 8 for ECC 6.0, right? ERP 6.0, ERP 5.0. Then now it's S4 HANA. So if you want to go with the ECC, then you can download the respective softwares. You can download it here. Respective exports, you have to download from the this folder here. Respective exports, you have to download, depends upon your database. You can download the respective, so exports, installation exports, installation exports, installation export. There are the total 4 files. These 4 files you need to download it here. These 4 files you can download from the marketplace here. Okay, so this is the ECC exports. You have to download it here. So installation, all the files are common files here, right? So SWPM is common for each and every product, right? So only the exports are different here, but kernel is common. Commonly you can download it here. Host agent also common, depends upon the operating system. DB client, so that is also we can decide it here. DB client or anything, but these are the SAP softwares. These are the common softwares we have to use it here. Here SWPM you will download it, but exports, sir, as you said, any SAP installation, you said like we have to do the common installation and everything, right? So common softwares we have to use it. But then how can we differentiate? This is the ECC, this is the S4 HANA, this is the NetWeaver system, this is the CRM system. How can we decide? So that decide based upon the exports here. With the ECC, you want to go with the ECC exports, you have to download NetWeaver exports, then S4 HANA exports, then Fiori exports. Depends upon this one. You will download the respective exports here. right? So while going with this one, you need to download the latest version of the softwares here, right? Suppose you are going with the ECC, your customer asked you to install the ECC system, then you need to download the ECC, the installation exports, installation exports, installation exports. This installation exports, you have to download it here. You have to download it here. Sir, no, my customer asked for S4 HANA, then this is the, you are in the E, then go for the S for S4 HANA. My customer asked for the CRM, then you can go for the C for CRM systems here. Here you have the CRM exports are there here, CRM exports are there here, SAP CRM exports. Then you can download the CRM latest version of the exports here. Now my customer asked that S4 HANA, then S means S4 HANA server. So there you have the S4 HANA server is there here. So then you can download the S4 HANA 2023, 2022, 2021. So this is the latest in the market. Then download the latest version of the S4 HANA files. You can download it here, right? So that is the one thing here. Now my customer asked some different product means. So you can just check the first letter. Based on that, you can download the respective. So suppose like customer asked for that inventory manager or something, so then you can download the I for inventory manager something here, right? That is the one thing here. Now your customer asked different NetWeaver, N for NetWeaver, then go for the NetWeaver product. So NetWeaver is the 7.5 is the latest version. So then you can download the NetWeaver 7.5 exports. You can download, depends upon the operating system. You can download the respective, depends upon the operating system. You can download the respective NetWeaver server. You can download BW on a NetWeaver 7.5 software components, then exports, installation exports, whatever you require, you can download it here. Only the exports will make the differences here. The remaining and all, everything is common, right? Only exports are the differences here. So remaining all are common. Kernel, common softwares, we have to download it here. For the all the product, we have the K for kernel. So let's go to the K. 64-bit. So you can download the respective kernels also, you can download it here, right? That is the one thing here. K for kernel also, you can download it. Then host agent, SAP host agent, host means H. So then go to the H for here. Then here somewhere like host agent, HANA, H for HANA, H for host agent. So here you have the respective folders are there. Yeah, host agent. Then you can download the host agent. So whatever the latest is there in the market, either the Windows or Linux or whatever it may be, select the operating system, download the latest version of the your host agent also. Latest version of the host agent also, you can download it here. Okay, that is the one thing here. So this way we need to download the respective softwares here, right? So when it comes to the, this is the SWPM is for the installation software. Exports contains the SAP standard data. So default data, SAP standard data you will get from SAP as part of the export softwares. Only the exports are different, depends upon the exports are different, it depends upon the your product, right? Either S4 or ECCS. But remaining softwares, you can same softwares you can reuse for the other product installations as well. Suppose now you are doing the ECC installation, then for ECC you downloaded the SWPM, then ECC exports, then kernel, SAP host agent and a DB. Then tomorrow you are going to perform the NetWeaver, then same softwares you can download it here, you can use it, but only S4, ECC exports, then NetWeaver exports you have to download it here. NetWeaver exports we have to download. We can this way we can do the, so this way we can perform the, so installation of the applications and everything here. This way we can perform the, so installations here, right? So that is the one thing here. So installation on the operating system level, either Windows or Linux, we can perform it here. Windows or Linux, we can perform the we can perform the installation here, right? So either from we are doing in the installation on the first Windows operating system here. Why? Because Windows is a user friendly. It's a everybody can understand the Windows, how to do that one and everything. And also we will also see the differences in the Linux also here. Why? Because the installation procedure is same either Windows or Linux until you start the SWPM tool. Only the starting procedure of the SWPM tool is different in the Windows and Linux. In Windows, we need to double click it, then it will start the this one. But Linux, we need to log into the Linux level, we need to start it. Both the cases, it will generate the one SWPM URL will be generated. This URL we have to open in browser level, we have to open, right? So same either Windows or Linux browser level you have to open. From here onwards, the steps are common. Installation steps are common here, right? But before that, what are the prerequisites? The required softwares you have to download it. Then you are to hardware should be procured. Then your OS team will install the operating system on top of that one. Then so they will set the RAM storage, so space, network, everything they will set, they will hand over to you. Then from there onwards, our basis activities will start, like downloading the softwares. You open the browser, same as like download the list of softwares. Then we can run the SWPM to start the installation. Run the SWPM to start the installation here, right? So here to open the first of all to log into the our you no need to do it your laptop. I can arrange the software to perform the installations. I will arrange the server access. So today after this class you will all get the before first off only you will get the access so that you can log in and do the your you can just validate the installation steps and everything here, right? So that is also that we can perform it here, right? So then, SWPM tool here. So here, softwares you will download from like this. You can move to the installation application server here. To log into the our server, first of all, you need to go to the here. We have the two hosts here. One is the this IP. This is for our server access IP. I will share the details in group as well. But before that, so I will also just explaining here. This is the our IP where you do the all administration activities and everything in this IP, right? There is a installation IP also, that is also I will provide it. Might be there is a port, this change it here, but it's a commonly you need to use the this one. Then you need to just click on the connect button. So then it will ask the user ID. If this is not the correct ID, then use the different account. So run the your whatever the user ID I have created, you need to open, right? You need to open, click on the open button, and then you can log into the installation practice server. So here what we have done is we have separated the activities here. Installation, dedicated installation server host, installation server host, you will get it out. So then remaining administration activities, these are the very important remaining administration activities. The remaining admin activities you need to do it in the remaining admin activities. You have to perform it in the in the different server here. That is a without port number. You have to do that one here without port number, that you have to perform it in the systems here without port number here. Administration activities there, right? So that is the one thing here. So that is the one thing here. Remaining activities we have to perform from. So remaining, different server. So you will get the access. So once you log into the server, so like this, once you log into the server like this here, right? So you can see the page here like this, you will get the all the server softwares and everything. You can see it here, all the softwares and everything, you can see it from here, right? So let me delete, clean up. I'm just doing the cleaning up the. Okay, so you will go to the, we will get the one C drive in the installation practice server. There you have the SAP softwares are available here. There you have the SAP softwares are available, which we downloaded already, right? SWPM tool, SAP host agent. So then DB server, DB here we are using the SQL server first. Then, so later when we are in the HANA database, that time we'll discuss about the HANA database administration part and how we can install the SAP on the HANA database also. That time we will discuss. Then kernel, then exports, kernel, and these are the export softwares as well here, right? So these are the softwares we can use it here. These are the softwares we have in the systems here, right? So kernel and related files, we can download it here, right? So SAP softwares here, C drive, you will get the C drive. All the files are available in the C drive here. That is the one thing here, C drive. All the softwares are available in C drive here. So then what you have to do, you need to start the SWPM tool. You need to start the SWPM tool to perform the installation. You need to start the SWPM tool to perform the installations and everything here, right? SWPM tool to perform the installation. So here SWPM tool is there. So here what you have to do, when you open the SWPM tool zip file, when you extract it, then you will see the these are the subfolders, and there is a file is called the SAP inst. There is a file is called the SAP inst. Just you need to do the, you need to execute it. It will start the SWPM. It will start the SWPM in the screen. It will start the SWPM in the screen here. So, but Linux also, it's a similar behavior, similar thing, but Linux, the starting procedure is different. So in the Windows level, just to go to the SWPM folder, just you will do the double click. Why? Because Windows is the user friendly GUI. So then you can just the mouse will work to mouse you will do the operate of the all those things here, right? So but in the Linux you have to, it's not the user friendly. You have to manually execute it here. You need to manually execute the all the things here. Manually execute the everything here. So that is the so one thing here. So yeah, once it is started, yeah, it will open the URL in the browser actually. See, it is opened the URL in the browser. Then it is asking the user ID and password, right? Just go to here. Right, when you enter the user id and pass whatever the user id you are using to log in, same user id you can so pass it here. Then it will open the SWPM software provisioning manager welcome screen. So as I mentioned here, using the SWPM tool, we can do the installation of the S4 HANA systems and NetWeaver systems. Then business suite means here we can do the ECC, CRM, SCM, SRM, ERP, So any MDM, so any kind of SAP product, we can do the SAP installations here. SAP installation here. So this is the URL which you have to open in the browser. So here the port number is common. This is the common port number for every SAP system. But host name might be different. Host name means your computer name. Host name is like a computer name here. Like where you are going to start the SAP installation, that computer name is called the host name or Windows server name and everything here. So this computer name is SAP Practice 2. Then SAP Practice, this computer name is called the SAP Practice G. Then we have the 10 GB memory. It's a 64 operating system. The processor Intel Core. Then space, we have enough space. So that is fine. So right, everything we can validate it here. Right. So when you start it here, it will open the URL in the browser. The port number for SWPM is 4237. This is the very important port number, right? What is the port number for the SWPM tool? One of the interview question here. 4237 is the port number for the SWPM tool here, right? That is the one thing here. So once the installation, this is the port number for this. Okay. So then once the installation is done, once you start then you can proceed with the other activities, like which product you are going to install it here, NetWeaver 7.5 or ECC, then what is the database, then that you can proceed for. So at the same time, the Linux also, as I mentioned here, it's the same. So which means you can just go to the, so our main server there, I have the Linux box is there. I can show you. So Linux also, the procedure is same, but only the starting the sum tool is the different here. Starting the sum tool is the differences here. So here you see, let me open. So as part of server access, you will get the access to the two hosts. One is for the installation, one is for other administration activities here. Other administration activities we want to perform, you can do the installation here. Here you can see the putty. Just to open the putty here. In the putty, so just to putty means to log into the Linux operating systems. As you know, you need to use the putty is the tool. Putty is the tool, you need to use it here. Why? Because Linux operating system, the login procedure is different. You need to use so this putty, you have to use it here. KPS4 HANA, that is our Linux OS name. Then it will ask the user ID. Then we can provide the password, right? So you can provide the password here. So this is the Linux operating system here. So those who are new, those who don't know about the Linux operating system, so don't know, sorry, not aware of, so no need to worry about this one. Why? Because so you are getting the access to the either Windows and the Linux also. Then you can also perform the activities in the Windows as well here, right? So Windows, it's very simple as we did now, right? Just to go to the Windows operating system, just to go to launch the SWPM tool, the SAP INST, then it will open the URL in the browser. But Linux is not like this here. So all the softwares we have in the slash temp, I have placed it here. Why? Because Linux, through commands you have to operate it here. The Linux operating system we have to operate through commands only here. Then you can go to the /SAP INST here. So through /SAP INST, so you have to use it here, right? So there is a SWPM folder. No, let me see. No. So then in this case, in the slash media, I will share the location as well in the media. So here we have SAP softwares are available here in the SAP softwares. You see so we have the SWPM tool, then kernel, exports, client. So DB, all the softwares are available here. All the softwares are available here. Then you can go to the SWPM folder, right? This is the Linux. That's the difference here, right? So Windows, you can do it in the double click, double click, double click. But here you need to use the CD command. So then during the HANA administration part, I will give you the how to execute the commands and everything. I can clearly give it here. So if you are unsure now in the Linux, so just for now you can work on the Windows side how to install it here. Just I want to explain the procedure. When you go to the SWPM folder, when you will Windows, you will do the double click, then it will install it. It will open the URL in the browser. But in the Linux, you need to use the /SAP-INST. That is the execution. You need to use it. Then it will ask us to open the URL in the browser. Then click on the OK button. So then click on the save. So just you can save it here. So you can open the URL in the browser. So in the Linux, you need to manually open the URL in the browser. But Windows, so Windows automatically it will open the URL in the browser. Automatically it will open. See, it will open the URL. Only see here this URL. It will open. This is the Windows one, right? This is the Windows one. So this one, it's opened automatically. This is opened here, right? This URL is opened automatically here. So, but the remaining everything is same. https://SAP practice 2. This is the operating system, right? So operating system host name. Then this is the port number and this is the common. So, right, when you go to the Linux also, the Linux also see same https://kps4 and 4237. That is the common here. So here manually open the URL from browser. In the browser, we have to manually open the URL here, right? So you can open the browser screen. So right, so just click on the https kps4 and this one. Just click on the enter button. Then it will open the URL in the browser here. It will ask the user ID and password. Then can enter Windows. So whatever the user you started, you can enter the user ID password. Then the similar screen is opened here as well. See, similar screen is opened. Welcome page, similar screen is opened. So Windows also similar page and Linux also similar page is opened, right? Linux also the similar page is opened, which means, so it's a common, but only thing is the way of operating system level. Windows, what you will do directly, you can go to the where the softwares, SAP softwares, then you can go to the SWPM, then you will do the double click, then installation will start, right? SWPM tool will be opened. SWPM tool will be opened here, right? So then that is the one thing here. So, but in the Windows, that is the Windows. That is the Windows here. But in the Linux operating system, that is not the case here. In the Linux operating system, so what you have to manually log into the Linux operating system, right? Manually log into the where you have softwares. In the media, we placed the softwares in SWPM folder. Just only Windows, you will do the double click on the SAP INST. But here you need to do the / in front of the file. If you execute the /, then it will extract it. Then it will open. It will ask us to open the URL in the browser. Then we will open it here. That's the thing. So we have to do that one, right? That is the differences. Okay. So tomorrow we'll start the installation. Okay. Now you see the differences. Why? Because since I need to create the user IDs, then you can just test the how to do, how to access and everything that I can perform it. But today, so you can do the creation of the, so you can just perform the, so just log in and validate the, so your user credentials and everything. Then tomorrow we'll start the SWPM again. Then we'll continue the installations and everything. Then, so whoever still not updated your credentials